Before we jump into today's episode, I'm so excited to be able to tell you that my debut book, Optimal You, Supercharge Your Energy, Strengthen Your Immunity, will be published on the 19th of November, with the Kindle edition available on the 18th for 99p for one day only, so set an alert in your diary. Optimal You is a groundbreaking guide uncovering the 8 pillars of health for supercharged energy and strengthened immunity to optimize your health and extend your health span. Delve into evidence-based strategies to optimize nutrition, balance your lifestyle, reduce toxin exposure, and address root causes of health imbalances. There's a 14-step anti-inflammatory nutrition blueprint included in the book to supercharge your mitochondria and fortify your immune system. Plus, my 4 lifestyle S's, sleep, stress, strength, and social, that form the foundation of optimal well-being. The book will help you to empower yourself with practical tools and insights to embark on a transformative journey towards the optimal version of you. You can pre-order your copy or read what people are saying about the book at optimalyoubook.com. Now let's head to today's episode. Welcome to the Good Health Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Good, a certified functional medicine practitioner, registered nutritionist, and author. In this podcast, we delve into the world of energy and immune health and wellness with positivity, from optimal health and energy to stress and burnout, right through to immune conditions such as thyroid and autoimmune disease. We deep dive into functional medicine, nutritional medicine, and lifestyle medicine, as well as the personal stories of our amazing guests, from Olympians to famous faces and guest experts from all different parts of the health and wellness world. It's time to stop letting your health hold you back and become the optimal version of you. Don't forget to come and join the conversation on Instagram at good_health, that's GOODE, or visit the website nicolegoodhealth.com to find out more. If you're looking into NMN as a supplement, we're really proud to have partnered with W Wellness, and you can jump to the link below this episode to have a look at our energy and longevity edits on supplementation, or to have a look at our recommended NAD supplement. Welcome to today's episode of the Good Health Podcast. In today's episode, we're looking at a molecule called NMN and longevity. And today we're going to break this episode down into 2 parts. So today we're looking at the science behind NMN, and next week we're going to look at actionable steps that you can take to help with this. But first of all, let's look at why this is important. So in recent years, this quest for longevity that we keep hearing about, this very vibrant, healthy lifestyle, it's really taken center stage, and it's captured the attention of researchers, health enthusiasts, and just individuals who are eager to really maximize the years of wellness that we get. One of the most exciting developments in this field of study is something called Nicotinamide Mononucleotide, or NMN. And this is a molecule that has shown remarkable potential in slowing down the aging process and actually enhancing overall vitality. So if you're someone who's deeply invested in understanding the science behind longevity, you may have already encountered discussions about NMN and its role in the body. But what exactly is NMN? And why is it generating so much interest in both the scientific community and those of us who are striving for better health? So today we're going to look at the science behind this. We're going to look at how it works and what happens within the body and why it might be a key player in the future of anti-aging therapies. As we look into this topic, we're also going to touch on some of those broader implications of NMN for enhancing not just lifespan, but also health span, because lifespan is the number of years that we live, but health span is the quality of those years. And as I discuss in my book, Optimal You, we aren't looking for longevity. We're actually looking to live healthier longer. The World Health Organization has estimated that most people spend the last 20% of their lives in poor health. That roughly equates to 16 years. Imagine what you could do with 16 more years if you were in optimal health. So when we talk about aging, most people instantly think of beauty, skin, wrinkles. But what we're talking about here is much more important. We're talking about cellular aging. And recent studies have provided really compelling evidence that NMN can support everything from energy production to DNA repair to improved cognitive function to metabolic health. So my goal from this first episode on NMN is for you to have a really clear understanding of how it might fit into your own approach to maintaining long-term health. So we're going to have a look at some of those scientific findings with some practical insights so that you get a really well-rounded view of what is going on with this nutrient. So whether you are new to this concept or whether you're just looking to deepen your knowledge, this exploration is really going to be a valuable resource for you in the ever-evolving world of longevity science. So let's start with what is nicotinamide mononucleotide. So to really appreciate the impact of NMN on longevity and on health, it's really essential to first understand what nicotinamide mononucleotide is and how it functions within the body. So at its core, NMN it's a nucleotide. It's a naturally occurring compound that is found in all living cells. And it's composed of three components: a nicotinamide group, a ribose sugar, and a phosphate group. And while these terms might sound complex, the role of NMN in our bodies is really fundamental, and that makes it really fascinating. So NMN serves as a direct precursor to something else called nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. So this is NAD+. If you haven't heard of NMN, you may have heard of NAD+. NMN is the precursor, the direct precursor to NAD+. And NAD+ is a molecule that is crucial for a variety of cellular processes that go on in the body. NAD is often referred to as this helper molecule because it assists enzymes in carrying out their functions, especially those that are involved in energy production and maintaining the health of our cells. So two really important concepts. And essentially NAD is the fuel that powers many of the body's most important systems. So things like metabolism, DNA repair, and gene expression. Now, as we age, these levels of NAD in our body naturally decline. So they lead to a decrease in cellular function and contribute to that aging process. So by the time we are 40, we've actually lost roughly 50% of our NAD+. And it then halves roughly every 20 years. So it's not just age. There are other factors as well. There's things like sleep, stress, nutrition, lifestyle. They all have a significant impact on levels of NAD in our body. The good news from this is that means we can do something about it. We can't stop aging. We're going to get older every year. But we can improve sleep, stress, nutrition, lifestyle, all of those things that also have a significant impact on NAD. So the decline in NAD is associated with a range of age-related issues, things from diminished energy to the onset of chronic diseases, slower metabolism, to generally less resilience against cellular damage. And this is where NMN steps up as a potential game changer, because by increasing the availability of NMN in the body, we can potentially boost those NAD levels, and thereby we can support cellular function and hopefully slow down the process of aging. But NMN, in its importance, goes beyond just being a precursor to NAD. It also plays a really critical role in other cellular processes. It helps with the regulation of circadian rhythms, which is that body's natural 24-hour cycle that influences sleep, metabolism, and health. And disruptions in these rhythms have been linked to aging and various health issues. So maintaining them is crucial for that longevity. Recent research has also highlighted the potential of NMN supplementation to not only restore NAD levels, but also to improve various aspects of health, such as enhancing our mitochondrial function. And that's those energy powerhouses in our cells, which we've talked about many times on the podcast before. But this can help to protect against metabolic and neurodegenerative disorders. And that makes NMN a really exciting focal point, as well as in the study of longevity, also into the study of those illnesses that we tend to correspond with age. So understanding NMN at this level sets the stage for exploring how it might be used in practical applications to enhance our health and extend lifespan. So let's look a little bit at the science behind NMN and longevity. The connection between NMN and longevity is rooted in some of the most cutting-edge research in this field. And to understand why it's generating so much interest, we need to dive into the science that links this molecule to the potential for a longer, healthier life. So one of the most fascinating aspects of NAD, remember, NMN is the precursor to NAD. One of the most fascinating aspects to NAD is its relationship with a family of proteins that are known as sirtuins. And sirtuins have been dubbed as the guardians of the genome because they are involved in critical processes like DNA repair, gene expression, and regulation of metabolism. So these proteins help protect cells from stress and from damage, and that contributes to the overall longevity and health. Now, SIRT1 is one of the controllers of the circadian rhythm, and it's a regulator of neurotransmitters involved in wakefulness and sleep. However, these sirtuins rely heavily on NAD to function. So without adequate levels of NAD+, sirtuin activity actually decreases, and that can lead to an accumulation of cellular damage over time. So research has shown that by boosting the NAD levels through NMN, we can enhance sirtuin activity and promote that cellular repair and potentially expand health span. And this is one of the primary reasons why NMN is considered to be a really promising candidate in these anti-aging and longevity and health fields. By supporting these sirtuins, NMN may slow down some of the effects that we get at a cellular level from aging. NAD in the body is also involved in the inflammatory response, and adequate levels of NAD, which we can get through the use of NMN, can help to control the production of inflammatory cytokines, and that helps to produce healthier immune responses. So we are tying in that energy and immunity picture again. Another critical aspect of NMN's role in longevity is its impact on mitochondrial function. So the mitochondria, these powerhouses of our cells responsible for producing energy, their function tends to decline as we age and lead to reduced energy levels and increased oxidative stress. And an increased number of free radicals in the body can cause more cellular damage, which leads to an increased inflammatory response and lowered cellular repair. That leads to age-related conditions such as neurodegenerative disease, cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders, diabetes, as well as immune disorders and fatigue disorders such as chronic fatigue and autoimmune diseases. NAD+ is one of the main cofactors, or a coenzyme, that is involved in the pathways of energy production which occurs in the mitochondria. So studies have shown that this NMN supplementation can help to rejuvenate mitochondrial function by increasing the NAD levels. Therefore, it can improve the efficiency of energy production within the cells. And this enhancement in mitochondrial function not only supports overall energy levels, but also reduces the oxidative stress. And by protecting the mitochondria in this way and ensuring that they operate optimally, NMN is helping us to maintain more youthful energy levels, but also prevent onset of chronic conditions that we associate with aging. Another area we need to look at is DNA repair. So one of the most remarkable functions of NAD is its role in DNA repair. Every day, our DNA is subjected to lots of forms of damage, from environmental factors to internal processes. And over time, that accumulation of DNA damage can lead to cellular dysfunction and aging. NAD is really a crucial component in the DNA repair process and helps to activate enzymes known as poly-ADP ribose polymerases that detect and repair damaged DNA strands. So as the NAD levels decline with age, the efficiency of this DNA repair diminishes, and that leads to a buildup of genetic damage. So by increasing NAD and its availability, we can potentially enhance the body's ability to repair DNA and preserve that genetic integrity and promote longevity. So much of the focus on NMN has been on its role in longevity, and emerging research suggests that its benefits may actually extend beyond just increasing lifespan and health span and longevity. Studies are beginning to show these links between NMN and the metabolic health, the cognitive function and cardiovascular health. And that is all through its ability to enhance insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, support brain function, all things really crucial as we age. NMN is also being studied in its ability to boost NAD, in its implications for things like neurodegenerative diseases, so things like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, where NAD depletion has been observed. And the research in these areas is still in the very, very early stages, but these findings are really exciting because they really are opening up possibilities for future therapeutic agents. So as we continue to explore the science behind NMN, it becomes really clear that this molecule really holds significant promise. So if we just look at a couple of the studies that have been going on, one of the earliest and most influential studies on NMN was actually conducted by Dr. David Sinclair and his team at Harvard Medical School, and it was published in Cell journal in 2013. And what this group did, they demonstrated that NMN could actually significantly increase these NAD levels in mice, which led to improvements in mitochondrial function and an extension of the mouse's lifespan. So this was really a pivotal part of the pioneering studies that we're seeing coming through. Another key study published in Science in 2016 really reinforced these findings, showing that NMN supplementation improved overall health. It also found better insulin sensitivity, increased physical activity, improved eye function, so lots of benefits in these mice where this test was done. Now, while animal studies have provided a really strong foundation, it's really important that we translate these findings into human research. Several clinical trials are actually underway looking at how NMN supplementation might benefit human health, particularly in those older adults. One of the most promising ones at the moment is in Japan. They are looking at examining the safety and efficacy of NMN in humans. Preliminary results from this trial show that it's really well tolerated and is effectively raising NAD in healthy adults. But it's really crucial, and this is an ongoing trial, it's really crucial that this research continues to be done. Another study published in Nature Communications explored the effects of NMN on healthy postmenopausal women. And this research found that NMN supplementation led to an improvement in blood vessel function, which is very closely linked to cardiovascular health and longevity. So there's lots of different areas where we can do more study to find out more. In Nature Metabolism journal in 2020, it was found that NMN supplementation improved glucose metabolism in mice and insulin sensitivity. So this means that research can now be done into type 2 diabetes. And in the Journal of Neuroscience, NMN was shown to help protect against neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. And the NMN supplementation improved cognitive function in the mice with Alzheimer's-like symptoms by boosting those NAD levels and enhancing mitochondrial function in the brain cells. So again, preliminary, this is in animal studies at the moment, but it's opening the door to more potential studies to be done into neurodegenerative diseases in humans. So if you want to read a little bit more about these studies or a bit more about how NMN actually works, you can jump over to the correlating blog post that we've got on the website, which we'll link below this episode. But something else that we really need to consider when we're looking at NMN is something called cellular senescence. And this is a state where cells lose their ability to divide and function properly, often as a result of damage or stress. And while senescence serves as a protective mechanism to prevent the proliferation of damaged cells, the accumulation of these cells is a driver in aging and age-related diseases. And NMN may play a really pivotal role in delaying or even potentially reversing cellular senescence. And again, this is through increasing NAD, which in turn activates these sirtuins, these proteins that help regulate this cellular health. So these sirtuins, particularly SIRT1, has been shown to suppress cellular senescence by promoting DNA repair and enhancing that cellular stress resistance. Metabolic health as well is a cornerstone of overall well-being, and its decline is very closely associated with aging. So this insulin resistance, this chronic inflammation, really common features of metabolic syndromes as we age, and they're all linked to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. NMN has been shown to improve this insulin sensitivity, as we've seen, and it does this by increasing the NAD levels again, and that function of the sirtuins and other enzymes that are involved in glucose metabolism. And that leads to better regulation of blood sugar levels and a reduction in insulin resistance. NMN as well also reduces that chronic inflammation, which is a really significant contributor to metabolic diseases. So given its impact on insulin sensitivity, inflammation, mitochondrial function, longevity, all of these things, NMN really holds a significant potential for helping to prevent age-related metabolic diseases, as well as benefiting us from the standpoint of longevity. In part 2 of this discussion on NMN and longevity, we're going to look at what action steps you can take to optimize your health around NMN and NAD. I'll see you next week with part 2 of this discussion. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Good Health Podcast. Do share the episode with anyone you think it may benefit, and help us to spread the word on all things health and wellness by rating, liking, or subscribing to the podcast. If you want more, you can listen to more episodes on your favourite podcast app, or sign up to my newsletter for my favourite tips, tricks, health advice, brands, recipes, and more at nicolegoodhealth.com/newsletter. Have a lovely week. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Good Health Podcast.